You will see what Google showed at its I/O 2023 presentation. We will provide free access to GPT-4 through a vulnerability in Qualcomm's API, which is acquiring the Israeli automobile chipmaker. Autof's autonomous robots load electric cars in conventional parking lots. Gameal's bicycle helmet allows you to turn on a turn signal with a wave of your head. A concept rover is shown against the backdrop of another planet. Clear Space will perform its first mission to remove space debris from orbit in 2026. All this and more right now. Let's roll. Goodness Corporation held its traditional spring presentation, showing a bunch of new products, most of which were related to artificial intelligence. So, Google Search got a new feature, the so-called snapshot when selecting Search Generative Experience, SGE. The user sees AI-assisted search results at the very top of the results. Then, additional questions can be used to narrow down the search area. This search algorithm is based on an updated version of Google's big LLM language model, called Palm Tour. The new model is already used in 25 Google services, including Bart's chatbot. Google announced that its artificial intelligence-based chatbot Bart is now available to everyone, adding support for Japanese and Korean, and an easy way to export generated text to Google Docs. In the future, what about adding even more new features for the chatbot? And it will be used not only in Google Search. The addition of new AI-based features to the Android 14 operating system has been announced. One of those features, Magic Compose, will offer response options for Google Messenger messages. Photo will get a brand new image editing feature, Magic Editor, which will be used to edit photos, such as enhancing the sky, moving a person or object around, and getting rid of people in the background. It will be available later this year, and will initially be available to owners of Pixel and Raz devices. There's already talk of the Pixel. Google finally unveiled the Pixel Fold, which allowed the company to debut a foldable device. The model with a 5.8-inch external folding prayer screen, when unfolded, shows a large 7.6-inch display, which is also an OLED panel with a refresh rate of 120 Hz. By the way, the smartphone supports the ability to fix the flaps of the screen in the intermediate state. There is even some kind of special mode to shoot the stars. However, Google's camera was simply called the best among foldable smartphones. You ask, and the price? It is very biting for a foldable device. You will have to pay as much as $1,800. Also was presented a new 11-inch tablet, Pixel. The device works like a regular tablet but also has a smart display, thanks to the included dock with magnetic charging, which also serves as a speaker. Finally, Google has updated its mid-range lineup, adding the Pixel 7a as well as the Pixel Fold and Pixel Tablet. The device features Google's Tensor J2 chip, as well as a 6.1-inch 1080p display that can run at up to 90 Hz. Next month, the company will launch an exclusive feature for its Pixel devices. It will allow you to choose a wallpaper for your device using artificial intelligence. Instead of choosing from a set of ready-made options, it will be possible to describe the image, and it will be created specifically for the user. As the number of electric cars on the road increases, so does the need for accessible charging spots. Instead of creating more places for electric cars to charge, charging robots can be sent to them. Autof is a robot developed by a Seattle-based startup of the same name. It is a large battery on wheels that autonomously reaches the user's electric car when the user calls for it through an app. The robot can be placed in any parking lot or garage. Once the robot arrives, the user plugs its charging cable into the car's charging port and can then leave it when it is done charging. It needs to disconnect the cable, allowing it to return to its own charging station in the garage. If the user returns early and wants to leave before charging is complete, he or she can either reduce the desired charging power through the app or manually disconnect the robot's cable. Autof's CEO says the robot supports fast charging technology and can charge up to 6 cars before it needs to be recharged. The autonomous charging robot could be useful in areas where charging infrastructure is not available or difficult to install, making electric cars more accessible to a wide range of consumers. Stuntman, blogger, engineer, and YouTube channel author Colin Furze from the British city of Stanford has built an enormous counterbalance arm that compensates for almost all of the pilot's body weight. The resulting weightlessness simulator is clearly worth considering for NASA's space agency to train future astronauts. The device is incredibly precisely calibrated thanks to a controlled hydraulic cylinder, and the length of the entire arm can be shortened or lengthened depending on the user's body weight. The video blogger tested his invention by doing giant jumps and running up walls. Even jumping off the roof of a barn was an easy affair thanks to a 1 metric ton counterweight that gently lowered the man back to the ground. The device can come in handy not only for entertainment purposes, but also for training astronauts and shooting action movies. Semiconductor developer Qualcomm has announced its intention to buy Israeli company Autof, which produces chips used in technologies designed to prevent traffic accidents. According to Reuters, the U.S. business intends to expand its package of solutions related to the production of vehicles, with an increase in the number of electric cars and the introduction of control automation systems in conventional vehicles. The number of chips used by automakers is increasing rapidly, making the auto market a critical growth driver for semiconductor manufacturers. Autof produces specialized chips used in so-called V2X or V2 communication technologies, driven and unmanned cars. Its solution makes it possible to increase the level of safety on the roads. They said the company has been investing in V2X development and deploying related technologies since 2017, and is expected to need a separate V2X-based auto safety architecture as the car market evolves. Last year, Qualcomm said the potential of its auto-related business had grown to $30 billion from $10 billion as of the end of July 2022. The company has already introduced the Snapdragon Digital Chassis, a suite of solutions for autonomous or semi-autonomous driving technology, integrated in-car entertainment systems, and cloud-based solutions with cars. Qualcomm said today that it will integrate the Autof solution into the Snapdragon Digital Chassis product portfolio. Well, the cost of the deal is not known yet. The company will reportedly be bought through the Qualcomm Technics division. A fundraising campaign for the Gameal advanced bicycle helmet with LED turn indicators was launched on Kickstarter. Unlike its counterparts where the user needs to use his hands, in this case it is enough just to shake his head. Among other things, the lights serve as a tail light or as a brake light, making the cyclist a full participant in the road. The helmet weighs 360 grams, has a quick-release magnetic buckle for the Fidlock chin strap, and works up to 10 hours with the built-in lithium-ion battery, rechargeable via USB. Needless to say, the accessory isn't afraid of rain, with an IP55 waterproof rating. The Gameal has a strip of white LEDs on the front and a strip of red, yellow LEDs on the back. The front one serves as a headlight, and the rear one acts as a tail light. The turn indicators and as a stoplight are activated by an accelerometer. The desired turn signal is set in motion by purposeful tilting of the head to the appropriate side. The helmet acts as follows. The side strip begins to flash yellow in sequence, and a beep additionally notifies you that the indicator is activated. The sound stops 8 seconds after the helmet is reset. The cost of the helmet is $273. A student developer nicknamed XTechie discovered a vulnerability in the API of OpenAI's GPT language model that allowed him free and virtually unlimited access to a neural network. He realizes he may be facing lawsuits, but XTechie intends to keep developing his GPT for free project. Using reverse engineering, XTechie managed to find a way to trick OpenAI's API into thinking the requests are coming from websites with paid accounts, like the U.com search engine, the Writesonic writing service, or the Qualcomm chatbot. GPT-4 typically costs 3 cents for 1,000 prompt tokens and 6 cents for 1,000 completion tokens. In the case of GPT 3.5, the rate is less than 2 cents per 1,000 tokens, according to the developer. He created and distributes GPT for free solely for educational purposes. If it is not for personal gain or for some commercial purpose, anyone can take advantage of the labors of X tokens by installing the neural network locally on their computer. But this would require programming knowledge, or you could use a site he wrote to test the reverse-engineered APIs of GPT-4 and 3.5. The Milan-based advanced design studio of Chinese automaker GAC has offered the world a concept vehicle from the future called When Life, similar to the rover for travel to Mars. The vehicle uses full autonomy of the 5th level, has a range of up to 2,000 kilometers, and can serve as a base for setting up camp in the field. The concept has a symmetrical body with full-width LED lights in the front and rear, massive airless wheels collecting flaps and high ground clearance. On the roof, you can see the 4 lidars needed for the autopilot system. Also, the horizontal part of the front panel can be used to install solar cells. The orbital frame wraps around the middle part of the car like a belt, and the interior and exterior car components are attached at the top and bottom to combine into a complete car. Passengers can also use it to attach and replace all forms of modular components, smart devices, speaker-in lights, tabletops, storage bags, and more, personalizing the interior to their liking at any time. The electric platform with next-generation solid-state batteries provides an unimaginable range of up to 2,000 kilometers and enhanced environmental performance. The autonomous navigation system combines conventional GPS data and a separate star mapping system, preventing you from getting lost even in remote corners of the planet. ClearSpace announced that it has signed a contract with the French space company Araga Space for the first ClearSpace 1 debris removal mission. The debris removal spacecraft will be delivered to a solar synchronous drift orbit using a new lightweight Vega-C launch vehicle in the second half of 2026. The mission will require the ClearSpace 1 spacecraft to capture the upper portion of the Vega upper stage, weighing not much more than 100 kilograms, left in orbit during the 2013 launch vehicle flight, and to deorbit with it and burn up in the Earth's upper atmosphere. The goal of the mission is to demonstrate the capabilities of the ClearSpace 1 space scavenger with 4 robotic arms, thereby paving the way for more complex missions of capturing multiple space debris fragments in a single launch. ClearSpace was selected by Araga Space from more than a dozen candidates to perform a mission to remove objects from orbit in 2019. And in 2020, a contract was signed with ClearSpace to perform this service at a cost of $86 million.